EagleEye Spring Review. Let me jump into the email. So this is a sprint 42, and our goal is to set up authentication for staging, and it is for the admin portal. And admin portal is used to like managing the tags. So EagleEye have a lot of tags, right? It's to managing the rules on tag. Yeah, and we will show it during the. We will have a demo later. Yeah. So it is 1 week sprint. And this is time spent, only me. And let's go to the sprint backlog. Yeah, so for the first one, yeah, it is mockups for the admin portal. So Ken is working on this one, and I can quickly show you. So Ken, in this sprint, he is working on the dashboard, and I think he is on kind of work, can run us. And here is a mockup for a dashboard. I think we still need to go through it with Toby and Ken, yeah, about this one. But here is the basic design for it. Yeah. Okay, I will go to next one. So for the second one is move EagleEye portal to EagleEye. So previously we have like two GitHub repository. One is called portal and one is called EagleEye. It is for engine and it is for the portal managing tags. And we rethinking about it and we decide to move the portal inside the EagleEye. Yeah, so this PBI is to do this, and then finish the code part for like move the folder to the EagleEye in the last sprint. And in this sprint, I was like to fix the pipeline for it. And the result is currently we can successfully create a release for engine and portal to production.
Who wanted that moved?
I think Dan proposed this.
Yeah. So
and we think, yeah.
So before we made the change, we had two repositories. In the original repository, I guess we had the engine which interacted with the database and did the daily import. And then what happened was for this portal, a new repo was created. And in that new repo, we had a Next.js front end. And the plan was to build an API, right? Now, once we started to think about, well, what does this API need to do? Well, it needs to update rules and interact with the database, but that database is already being managed by the other repo. So it made sense to leverage all of the entity framework code that we have, the data migration stuff, and just build on top of that core so that all of the logic and stuff is in like the one core, and that's just reused by separate applications, the applications being the engine or the CLI, and also the API. So it's two hosts using like the same core.
Right.
Yeah. I ran this past Goldie as well, and he was like, "Yep, makes complete sense."
Okay. All right, that's good.
Yeah. So next one is to set up a.
Now you've done that, do you update the architecture diagram for the project?
No.
We didn't as part of this, but I don't think that diagram showed which repo these different things.
We're still deploying. Doesn't even need updating.
No, we're still deploying the same number of things. It's just how the code is structured and divided in GitHub, really.
Can I confirm, Luke, you have an architecture diagram built with draw.io?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah. Okay, I will move to next one. Set up authentication for staging. Yeah, so let's have a look. So I will go to the staging environment. So here is the staging. Yeah, and you will notice we don't have like a proper like a customer domain for it, and we have a PBI to do this. So this is the EagleEye staging environment. If you click on, let me refresh. So if I click what happened? Let me show. Yeah. So if I click dashboard, you will see it is getting data from backend saying this is a dashboard page. And if I go to the text, it will redirect us to the sign because it is protected. And you can sign use AAD. So after signing, you can see the text page and you can see the username and email on right. Yeah, so anyone in SSW can sign to our staging. Yeah. So that's the authentication. Yeah. Any question?
And what is the authentication using?
Using AD.
Yeah, it's using OAuth 2.
Okay, and how's this going to work for a customer?
So I think the idea for the customers is that they will deploy their own instance into Azure, right? So if they're deploying into Azure, they will have to have a directory, a tenant set up, and we can just create the app registrations in those tenants that they can use to log on with.
Right.
We haven't locked it down to a group or role or anything like that yet. Right now, it's anyone who's in that tenant or has access would be able to access this, but we could lock it down by group or role later on if need be.
Right. And who's approved this authentication plan?
So we went through it with Goldie. It was me, Goldie, Luke Mao, and Jeffrey Fisher.
Okay.
Was involved a little bit as well because
Okay.
he's on the security team now too.
Okay, good.
Okay, I will move to the next one.
Maybe, sorry, just one more note on that, Adam.
Yeah. So
this is going to come up in the retro soon, but earlier in the week, or maybe last week, you asked me to attend the Yak Shaver sprint review. Yep. And when I attended, I found out that they were also building a Next.js portal, and they were deploying it to Azure and working on authentication. So I said, well, we've just done exactly that. So then we kind of put our heads together and they got to reuse a lot of this work that we've already done and piggyback off that as well. So I think that was cool that we kind of found out that they were working on the same thing and we can leverage the work that we've done. But it was also a bit lucky as well, because if you hadn't asked me to go along to their sprint review, we wouldn't have found out that they're working on something very similar.
Right.
Mm.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
So Yak Shaver has a portal, do they?
They do, yeah.
Okay. So what's the main reason you'll go to this portal? Is it to set up your own tags, categories?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so actually we have a mock-up. You can see this is what we're going to build. We're going to build managing for tags. You can see here, you can see all the tags, and you can like create a new tags and edit an existing tags. Yeah, because currently all those tags and the rules is hard coded. It's done through the migration. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yep, that's good.
That's something that we've been pushing for as well, because slowly we're getting more of a build up of PBIs where it's just people wanting to add new rules or new tags into EagleEye, and as soon as we have this in, we can cut back on a ton of those because it can go back to whoever wants it.
Yep. Okay, so let me continue. And next one is so it is changing like the component library we're using. So previously we are using Tailwind UI for the component, but I checked with Jack P, and he's just using ShareCN. Yeah. So we like rewrite our portal to use the ShareCN. Yeah. So here's all the ShareCN. Yeah.
Does Tailwind have any costs?
Yes, they do. It is paid version.
Is
Yeah.
it?
It's not free.
So Tailwind is free if you use the CSS, right? If you just use
Yeah.
the basic CSS. But if you use their components that they have, you have to pay for those. So their
Yeah, most
components
components.
build on top of the CSS. Yeah.
Okay, that's miles clearer. I understand the difference.
Yeah,
I-
and this Shaysan is more popular. It has more stuff and it is completely free. Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to say more popular and you can verify it, you should put in brackets after each project the number of GitHub stars or something, whatever you're using that. I'm very surprised to know it's bigger than Tailwind, so you should definitely
So
put
maybe
that
another clarification that ShadCN actually builds on top of Tailwind set, like the base Tailwind CSS. So it's a set of free components built on top of Tailwind CSS.
Isn't it from builder.io? No,
So
Oh.
what builder?
I think it's from Builder. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh,
There we go.
okay. All right, and you reckon it looks a lot better, do you?
Yeah, I think it's more cleaner. Yeah, more clean.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, that's just done by one guy, isn't it?
Not sure.
Just go to his
Contributor.
website and change the subdomain to www, and I think you'll find out it's just one guy doing it. It's just his most popular project. Yeah, click that link there.
Here.
Down. Yeah, that one. Yep. And now change the subdomain from UI to www and get rid of docs at the end. I think it's just a guy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's his name.
It's got 75,000 stars on GitHub.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's massive.
Who would have
Yeah.
thought? Yeah.
Okay, so let me continue. Okay, so next one is change on the chasing data's tag. So it is not a it doesn't have any UI change. It's some like changes under the hood. So previously for chasing data, it has a default rule. So it is only tag email sent to externals. But we don't need this because we added the external and internal toggle later. So let me show you. So here is our like email send report, right?
Mhm.
If I go to chasing data, I think it's here. Can do one, yeah. And you can see here as a statistic, but they are actually all sent to externals. So if you click on internal, it will be 0. Yeah. But we should not have this filter on default on the tag. Yeah. So this PBI is to remove this restriction, and the people can filter external and internal through the toggle. Yeah. So it will make those tags consistent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. That's all for the down PBI. Let me go to the in progress. Yeah. And for this one, we already talked about it. And for this one, is still in progress. I just picked it up this morning. Yeah, some refactoring work. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's it. That's all. Let me go to the email. Yeah, and I haven't touched this one. Yeah, it's still in backlog. And let's go to the deployments. So we only have one engine deployments. Yeah, but we do have some staging deployments, but they are not production. So for engine, we only have one. For jobs executions, they're all filled. Yeah, which is we didn't know this. Yeah, until this morning, it's been failing for a week. Yeah. And it is because our project is upgraded to using .NET 9, but our Docker image is still using the .NET 8 version. Yeah, so I did how to fix this morning. Yeah. Scroll down for the report. So Yuli, Reddy, and Adam are top 3 users. And continue to Epic. So we are focusing on the ad authentication. So we finished the 2 PBI in this Epic. Scroll down for R&D. Yeah, we don't have any R&D in the sprint. So let's have a look at the retro. For me, OS is on staging is working, and to be most PBIs are done. Dan mentioned before. So we have good collaboration between EagleEye and Yakshiver about authentication. Yeah, and what didn't go so well. So yeah, this is also Dan talked about. Yeah, we don't know Yakshiver team is also working on the authentication. Yeah, we found it out by chance.
That sounds like a good thing, not a bad thing.
It's good that we found out, but it
Yeah.
was just we were very lucky that we found out, and it just makes me think there's probably lots of times where two teams are working on something very similar and they just don't know about it.
Yeah, well, that's what the rules are for.
Yeah,
trying to share this knowledge. But yes, I think that's great news. I think if you use the word lucky, it's a good thing. Maybe not.
Yes. But we do mention this. Yeah, this is good. So yeah. Yeah, and from Toby, we don't know the content job failed for a week. Yeah, and something to improve. Maybe we should set some like alert when job failed. Yeah. Okay, that's all for the review and question. Okay. I will move to forecast.
Yes.
Okay, for the forecast, our goal would be on the admin portal to implement the text page for basic function like a list all the text. Yeah. And those top 3 are some remaining work from last sprint. And our main focus is on this one to list the text for the admin portal. And we will also spend time on setup authentication for production. Yeah, because currently authentication only works on staging. We will also work on this one. And there's some other tasks like add a new tag and upgrade to .NET 9 GA. Hey, any question? You're good.
Just explaining that tag one a little bit more. So as I mentioned before, we want to we want to try and push to get this admin portal out soon. We've brought this one in because Brady was sort of saying it could be something that's quite useful for particularly annual reviews for seeing and chewing the fat contributors. But generally, we're sort of steering clear of adding these tag PBIs unless if it's super important, because we're hoping that when the admin portal's in, this stuff will be a lot easier.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, we're good. Okay. I think that's all for our sprint review, and you can check out our video and done video on our YouTube channel. Yeah. Thank you, guys. See you.
Thanks,
Luke.
Yeah, bye-bye.
I'll stop recording.